Okay, so next up is Faith. She was 15 when she started. She might be 16 by now. She has no children. She did say that physically and psychologically she felt better than when she began. We have her only with mid and post. She came in about a month or so, or maybe 6 weeks later, about 6 weeks after we started in March. So thus the reason for only having the two EQIs. So at midpoint, well, let's go to physical. From mid to post, physically, she went up 5.5 points. If I throw happiness in there, she goes up about 6 points. So really no difference whether happiness is thrown in as a subscale or not. Physically, psychologically, same thing happens. She's up about 10 points. If I throw in optimism and happiness as a subscale, she's up about 9 points. So really no difference for her when it comes to optimism and happiness if we add that in as a subscale. Would you say her physical health and psychological health were also better?
Yeah, they were quite better because there was a time we were looking for her when she was in deep distress and sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Before she came, we started, when we understood she was trafficked and was being exploited, we started looking for her. She had shown up once in the court and just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And when we found her, her health was not, her emotional health was not the best at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't know where to go from there. She didn't know what to live on. What she was working for was not even paid and all of that. So she had a lot of stress to cope with as a young girl or as a young lady. So when we brought her in about the second month into our program, a lot of things changed. She was one of the boosters of our cohort, very humorous until we ran through to the end.
Yeah, and when she got to the cohort, by the time she joined the cohort, she was free. She was living.
Yes.
She's living. Living with her uncle.
Yes, we had rescued her.
Yeah. But she was trafficked for I think about 5 years. Faith. Uh, yeah, about 5 years I think, right? Yeah. Okay, so if we look at her total EI from midpoint, it was 85. Now, usually if there is a participant, anyone under 18 years of age, so up through 17 years, they're usually given a different EQI, a youth EQI, and a youth version. But I didn't give any of our cohort members who were 15 or 16 the youth version. I gave them the actual EQI, and that's because of their life experience. That they've been trafficked. They're taking their, Faith was, as we both know, she was taking care of how many, two children, I think. She was cooking and cleaning, and basically she was like, an adult. She was doing adult. She was living an adult life. So I do put her with, her total EI, her scores are pulled with 18-year-olds and up. So so she gets an 85, which, at the very beginning, which, to be honest with you, I think it's a pretty decent score for being 15 years of age and going through everything that she had gone through, and it's being scored with other 18-year-olds and up. Okay, so I'm like 85, not too bad. So when I look at her five overall composites, her self-perception is 94, self-expression 76. That makes complete sense to me. She's been trafficked for 5 years. And again, she's been told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, type of thing. Interpersonal is at a 90, decision making 87, stress management 87, happiness 101. to be honest with you, aside from her self-expression being a little, well, a lot less than the others, it looks on the, within the 5 composites for her to be basically balanced, you know. But if you go into her subscales, you know, her self-regard is at a 97, which is awesome. And I have a feeling that she respects herself and she has a good sense of self-confidence because she knows what she can do. She's done a lot. She's taken care of children.
Yeah.
She's done laundry.
Yeah.
She's cleaned. She's
Yeah.
cooked. She's done all these things. And that gives her a good sense of confidence. Her assertiveness, her ability to communicate her feelings is at a 98. And if I remember correctly, she always she wasn't afraid to speak her mind, or what she believed in. And at this point, she was very much a Christian, and she was no holds bar about it. Meaning, she was going to tell you that she was Christian, she believed in God, and there was nobody who was going to tell her any different. You know, her problem solving is at 87, which, you know, I know our norm is 90 to 110. But still, a 15-year-old girl, she's at an 87. I find that to be pretty solid. I'm not that concerned about it. Her optimism is at a 95. Happiness, again, is at 101. Her self-actualization is at a 99. Her emotional self-awareness is at an 86. You know, she's actually balanced within this composite. Self-expression, overall 76. You know, her emotional expression is 87, assertiveness 98, but her independence is at a 61, right? So she's a very emotional girl, right? And again, this doesn't really surprise me because she is told what to do, when to do it, and all this other things. So I'm not totally concerned with this. It's just, you know, a baseline for us. If we go through the interpersonal composite, interpersonal relationships is at a 94. I find that amazing, really. Mutually satisfying relationships at a 94 with everything that she has been through. Her sense of empathy is at a 91. Her social responsibility, 87. You know, again, this composite is balanced. Decision making, problem solving, 87. Reality testing, 90. Impulse control, 92. Again, this composite is balanced. It might be a little low on the lower side of the norm, but it's still balanced. Her stress management, flexibility, 84. Stress tolerance, 89. Optimism, 95. Again, balanced. The only thing that isn't balanced, only composite that is not balanced at this point, is the self-expression one, because her independence is at a 61. Meaning that I'm going to have to look at this a little bit more in depth for myself in regards to this. But that is why she's a little out of whack here. It's her, you know. And I'm gonna